Good morning. Welcome to Morning Practice with Olivia. Um, it's Thursday morning, our third week of morning practice. I think so, yes, our third week of morning practice. Thank you all for supporting me on this new project. Having some lighting issues, but we're hoping to get through that um, and have a new setup next week. We're in a donated space. Thank you, Angela and Avadanos, for this donated space. The only thing is there may be deliveries during this time. It hasn't happened much, maybe once or twice, but if it does happen, just know that it's temporary and won't go with the flow. It shouldn't disturb the practice too much. So yeah. So Thursday, week 3, and on the heels of my practice last night, which was my personal practice as a student, and thinking very much about the concept of satya, of truth. Are we being truthful when we practice in our bodies about what our bodies are capable of, what is actually good for our bodies? There's always a thing with practicing any movement that you sort of push yourself to grow and learn, but there's also pushing it too much. And I always think it's interesting to listen to and observe what the body's telling us and act upon it. So we'll bear the idea of truth in mind today as we navigate the practice. Again, I feel like it's not going to be a hugely dynamic practice today, but we'll see. We'll see what comes up. Always lovely to have you with me, whether it's now in this moment or in the future, or you're practicing later today. I just want you to know, no matter when we're practicing together, no matter when you're listening to this, you are participating. You are magnifying your energy, and you are bringing more consciousness to your own being, but also to the planet. I just really want to support you in that. So let us feel into our heart as we do in the morning. So you're going to find a nice tall seat, and you might want to sit on a block. You may want to sit on a blanket, something that can elevate your hips higher than your knees, and we will find a nice tall spine. If you don't have blocks or blankets, a cushion from the sofa, something sturdy, or just sit in a chair and find a straight spine and a comfortable place in a chair. So we'll just take a big breath in and a big breath out, just through the nose. Big breath in, and maybe sigh it out. I just dropped into some breathing. I encourage you to just close your eyes and focus on your breath. And as you begin to tune into your inner being through your breath, taking out the outside information, we encourage you to step away from the thoughts, the doubts, the list that as human beings we're sort of programmed to always have the schedule for the next hour, the next part of the day, at evening. Just step away from all of that. I need to do this. This needs to get done. After this, I'm going to, what am I going to have for breakfast? All of these thoughts. Let's just step away and notice how you're feeling on the inside. How does your stomach feel? How does your shoulders feel? How is your spirit this morning? What do I mean by that? Like, when I say, how is your spirit this morning? Do you feel alert, kind of on the edge of your seat, ready to jump into some movement? Do you feel a little bit more withdrawn, maybe a little sleepy still? Do you feel like you're distracted? Do you feel like your spirit is distracted with all the things that are going on? It's nearly December tomorrow. And it does feel very much as if everything is accelerating around us at all times. So allow yourself for this hour to really relish this time and relish the quiet, noticing how the breath is running, noticing how the body is positioned. Just noticing, no judgment. As we notice, you may feel called to think of our truth. Where in the body do you get your truth from? You get it from your brain? Do you get it from your gut? Do you get it from the sensations that you pick up through the skin? The things that you see? Or do you get your truth from your heart? Do we feel truth? As we let our attention circulate through the body, finding our receptor for truth, we may bring one hand over the heart, another hand over top, and just feel the energy of your heart. I'm rubbing my hands together, just they're so deliciously warm. One palm warming the top of the other hand, and the other palm bringing its warmth to the heart center. And the energy from the palms connecting to the energy of the heart. And feel that quite magical life force, that energy that you are, that you uniquely are, that there is no one else like you. There never has been before. There never will be again. You are a completely unique and wonderful existence in this moment. And this special energy circulating between your hands and your heart is your own. And that light, the Jyoti in your heart, so brilliant, so bright, unlike any other light anywhere else, ever, before or since. So I invite you to take a moment and just appreciate your heart's light for what it is, for the uniqueness that you are, and let your hands hold and cherish that. And if there's any situation, circumstance, place in the world, or a person, or yourself that you would like to direct your heart energy toward as we sit in meditation and then begin to move through practice, you can call it to mind today. What is your intention? Intention is very powerful. When we set intention, we are telling the universe that we have agency in our lives, that we are the ones protecting ourselves, honoring ourselves, caring about those around us. So let's just take a couple minutes in silence as we meditate into the heart space and your intention for this moment. You may begin to deepen your breath. Maybe just swaying the body slightly, bringing some movement into the frame. And slowly open your eyes, keep your focus gentle and in front of you. You may want to recross your legs. Your legs are needing to change position. Good morning. I think the morning is such a beautiful time to find that stillness. There's something in the quality of the air, in the quality of the night that meets that stillness and magnifies it before the busyness and the activities begin. And as you go throughout your day today, I invite you to find a moment of stillness, maybe in the afternoon, in the evening, not necessarily for meditation, but just dropping in, checking in with your heart, checking in with your inner state, your breath, so that we wipe the slate clean, we reset. And speaking of wiping the slate clean, I feel called to do Kapalabhati breathing today. If you don't know what Kapalabhati breathing is, it's a short, sharp, quick exhale. The inhale will happen automatically. This is not a breathing technique you want to do if you're pregnant or if it makes you uncomfortable in any way. I would say don't do it. Just breathe normally. So what happens is you take a slight inhale in and then you do forceful exhales like this. And you see how I'm just naturally inhaling after the exhale. So you don't have to think about inhaling at all. And you can adjust your hat as you need. So yes, we're going to take some Kapalabhati breaths. What I'm going to do is have us run it for about a minute, and then we'll rest and we'll take a second round for a minute. So take a nice inhale in and exhale out. And then inhale in and begin. Up it down. I realize if this is your first time doing Kapalabhati breathing, perhaps a minute was slightly pushing it. If you're used to it, a minute is fine. Just stay with the breath. Some notes that you also might appreciate for our second round. If the breath drops off after 10 seconds or 15 seconds, let it and just start again. If you're noticing a lot come up, you might want to grab a tissue before we take the second round. And as you're doing those sharp exhales, you want to sort of feel the belly pull in, like into the diaphragm, like that. The sharper you make them, the more effective this is. Kapalabhati literally means skull shining breath. What we're doing is really clearing the mind, clearing the breathing system, and that helps us, our nervous system, also feel relaxed and connected by this clearance that we're doing. So grab a tissue if you need a tissue. I am going to have us do another minute. And if you just drop off or it just becomes uncomfortable, just decide to breathe normally. I use a tissue. I don't think I have one. No, I don't think I need one either. So just take a nice big breath in and a nice big breath out and a nice big breath in and begin. 10 seconds left. And slow it down. Take just a moment here. Don't breathe in immediately. Just see. We probably don't need to inhale immediately. Just let it linger. And when you feel called to, take a breath, but explore this sensation. Kapalabhati I find very useful in clearing the brain fog, which, if I have to admit it, I have a bit of brain fog today. Or not brain fog, I've got busy brain. Not what I would call monkey mind, but it's just like, oh, this, that, the other. And Kapalabhati is such a great way of clearing, bringing you into the moment, clearing out the brain. And it's such an effective tool. So feel free to use it on your own. So we're going to get started on the mat. I'm just, this is a great time to take a sip of water. I'm going to just readjust the lighting slightly. It should be fine. And we'll begin cross-legged on the mat. Having 2 blocks and some blankets might be useful, especially if you want to put a blanket under your knees for low lunges and things like that. There are also great supports and other ways for your hips. So I will meet you on the mat and we'll get started in a moment. And as I make my way over there, you're gonna see I'm all leg warmered and sweatered up. And as we're still not having many live students at this point, I'm just gonna continue to take it pretty easy in terms of movement and really direct the practice around what feels right for me. If you end up watching this in the future, I am absolutely certain that whatever I'm doing will be of great benefit to you, especially the Kapalabhati breathing. Kapalabhati breathing is of great benefit pretty much all time. I'm having my legs out because I have a little bit of pins and needles, which happens when you sit in meditation for a while. So I'm just letting the blood flow. So let's put the legs out in front and just allow the ankles, and you may even actually enjoy sitting on a block for this, so that the block supports the hips being above the legs, and that allows us to just have a bit of a straighter spine as well. It really gives that, the tailbone, that support. So just have your legs and just let's wiggle them a little bit. And then you might want to do a little movement in your torso. And then roll the ankles in. And then roll the ankles out. You might roll your wrists in as you roll your ankles in. You might roll your wrists out as you roll your ankles out. And then you might want to just bring your knees in and take some head rolls. Yep. I want to take some head rolls and just go one way, just gently. And you come to center and go the other way. Just allowing it to be soft. Oh, yeah. And then we'll take our arms overhead, and we'll just do a bringing the prayer to heart gratitude practice. So inhale, arms overhead, palms meet in prayer. Exhale, prayer to heart. Grateful to myself, grateful for taking the time to practice, grateful for this body, this amazing heart, grateful for this life, grateful for this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, prayer comes to heart. Gratitude and love for all the human beings around me, every single one, their unique gifts, how their lives interweave with mine, how we bring each other and support each other and just love each other, how we share humor, how we play together, how we create communities. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all the people, all the ones I know and all the ones I don't know. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Gratitude for this planet, gratitude for Mother Gaia, gratitude for all the living beings, the trees, the oceans, the mountains, the spirits, this extraordinary place that we call home. Gratitude for all it gives us and feeds us, the deliciousness of this life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then scratch your nose. And we'll come to all fours. I'm just gonna keep my nice woolies on because we're not gonna go too crazy. So from all fours, you're gonna just lift the tail, lift the heart center into your cow, and then curl the tail, lift the belly, drop the head into your cat, and then curl to arch, drop to round. Curl to arch, and drop to round. And then from here, you just feel free to take intuitive movement. You can add some hip rolls to your arching and rounding. Go one way or the other. You can make it asymmetrical. Do some hip rolls where you lean back into your hips. All continuing to undulate in your spine. And go the other way if you did hip rolls one way. And then I'm really feeling called to do puppy dog pose so that your hips are going to be over your knees. Toes don't have to be tucked. Feet can be flat on the ground. And you stretch your arms out, letting your forehead come to the ground, and then really activate those arms. As you feel your heart center going towards the earth, you're also going to knit those side ribs, those front side ribs in so they're not splaying out. You can really feel the arm strength and activation assisting with the ribs. You can let that go. Press yourself back up to all fours. We'll reach the right leg back. Maybe just feel into that for a moment. And you're going to raise the right leg, point the foot up to the ceiling, and just arch and round. Bringing the knee to meet the nose. Arch and round. Bringing the knee to meet the nose. Coming back to neutral, and you may take your right hand. You can kick your left leg out for support here. And just take that foot and allow your gaze to go up to the ceiling. Kick really back into that hand, into your right hand, so that you feel the stretch across the collarbones and the heart center. And then you can let that go. Hands come down. Take one inhale, exhale, and then we'll do the left side. So inhale, let's just feel into the left leg. And then lift it up. Lift your foot up to the ceiling. Then we'll inhale as if we could touch our foot to our head. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, foot to head. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Come back to neutral. You may kick out your right leg for support. And then you just grab that left foot and allow your gaze and heart center to beam upwards. And then just let that go. We'll make our way back to a child's pose. So knees wide, toes touch, hips come over heels. Just take some movement here, moving the hips side to side, letting the forehead roll. I'm gonna come up into a downward dog, so I am gonna take my socks off. Otherwise, we just have a very slidey downward dog. If you are already there, we will join you shortly. So, hands are shoulder widths apart, feet to toes tuck under, and we're pressing our hips up. Just bend into each knee, bend into each knee. Walk it out. Feel the tailbone lift. Feel the energy activation along the spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Really just curl those biceps out as if you could turn your shoulders out like a beautiful ballerina turnout. That will help you access some length. Bend into the knees. That will help you lift the tail higher. You will feel more length on the spine as you deeply bend your knees. And then inhale, bend your knees and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. You can use your blocks here. And exhale, forward fold. As you stay here in forward fold, you might want to do a little bit of wiggling, letting the head nod, letting the head shake. Keep a generous bend in your knees, and just doing a little bit of movement here. And then we're going to take a nice big inhale and exhale, sigh it out. Inhale. Let's do that again. Inhale. Let your head just knock. And then slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And we'll raise our arms overhead. Hands come to prayer. And just bend to the right. Pointing the fingers to the right. And then inhale up. Bend to the left. Feeling that left side body stretch. And up. Adjust your hat. Inhale, bend to the right. And if you want, step your left foot behind your right and you can sort of feel how that gives you an extra, I want to say extra real estate of space to explore that left side body stretch. And then you're going to inhale up And then step your right foot behind your left leg. And again, find that extra real estate on the right side body to move into the stretch. And inhale. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right leg back. Right knee comes down. Low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Press into your feet as you reach into the sky. Feel the side ribs lift. And hands come down. Step back to downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Down to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up. Right leg comes forward. Back knee comes down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Press into the earth. Reach into the sky. Feel the side ribs lift. And bring your hands down. Lift your back knee and bring your left foot to meet your right. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back. Left knee comes down. Root to rise. Press in. Feel the side ribs lift, but don't splay them out. And then bring that down. Frame your front foot. Step back to plank. Come down to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Left foot between your hands. Right knee comes down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, frame your front foot. And bring that right to meet your left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands overhead, prayer to heart. We'll do a tree just to check in with balance. So you're going to bring your weight into your right leg, and your left foot will come to your right thigh. You want your hip points to be pointing forward, not out to the side. You don't want your leg being out to the side. You want it sort of on this nice diagonal, and then not too much into this hip. You can see that I was doing that a little bit. So try and really like have strength in both your legs as you press your foot into your thigh. Balance is challenging. Use the wall. Hands to prayer. Let your branches grow. Imagine you can beam your heart up as your root comes deep into the earth through the center of your foot, down into the soil. And that heart center, where you have so much light, just expands this beautiful field of protection around you. Protection of all you are and all you do. And you can bring that prayer to your heart, and we'll let that go, and we'll bring our weight into our left leg. Again, our right foot is going to press into the left thigh. And then, again, you want your hip points really pointing forward. This is going to be out on a diagonal. If balance is challenging, please use a wall. If things are coming up, let them. So hands will be in prayer. Again, don't side swipe, sorry. I kind of overemphasized that. Side swipe your hip so it sticks out. You really want that kind of support and strength that you're going to find in your abdominals with your hip points pointing forward. And then bring your hands to prayer. And as you bring your hands to prayer, you can grow your branches, beam your heart up to the sky. And again, feel the root deep, deep into the earth, extending through your left foot, deep into the earth. You are rooted in this planet, and the magnificent light emanating from your heart creates a beautiful force field all around you. This is your energetic field. This is your field of protection. You are protected by the light of your heart. And then bring your hands to prayer and let that go. I said it wasn't going to be much of a dynamic practice today. Well, we'll do a quick standing sequence. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. From plank, we're gonna lower to the ground. We'll go into a cobra. Feel free to take the cobra slightly higher. Just keep the shoulders dropped and the hips on the ground. Exhale, back to the ground and push back to your downward facing dog. We'll take a moment in dog just to feel it again. Really bending into the knees to have the tailbone lift. Feeling the line of energy drip from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. Turning out those biceps, turning in the ribs. Really accessing as much length in the spine as you can. And inhale, we'll reach our right leg and then bring our right foot between our hands. And we're going to spin up into warrior two. Front knee is bent at 90 degrees, back leg is straight. Torso faces to the left of the mat. Imagine my hands on your torso, turning you to the left, and your arms extend and activate. We are only turning our gaze above our right hand. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, back to warrior two, straighten your leg, and exhale. Just gonna reach forward and forward and forward as if you're serving a platter, then come into triangle. Hand can come to block, hand can come to shin, hand can come to floor. Really feel the openness and length and extension as you curl that the top of your right thigh in as if it could kiss the top of your left thigh. They're curling towards each other. And that's a strong base for your Trikonasana. And then inhale, we'll come right up. We're going to turn our feet out. Goddess pose. Bend into your knees. Feel the length of your spine. Beam your heart center up. Call in your heart intention. I trust myself to be true to what my body can and can't do. I trust. 5-pointed star, everything straightens. And I think we'll do one Prasarita. So that just means forward fold. So we're going to parallel our legs to so the edges of the feet are parallel to the back of the mat. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can interlace your hands behind the small of your back and just allow yourself to come down. Let's just go halfway to begin with. So your straight spine, you're going to have your hands in front of you to support your shoulders. Blocks can be useful here to just hold the spine. Let's just be here with the straight spine, reaching out. So it allows us to access the pose differently. Really feel the hip points pressing up, really feel the straightness of the legs. And then if you want to go further into the fold, just allow the spine to drop. Or just stay with a straight horizontal spine with your shoulder support. While you're here, you may want to take your right hand to your left ankle and just access a twist. Come back to center and fold in again. Left hand to right ankle, accessing the twist. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly rise. We're going to turn out our left foot, keep our right foot where it is, and just come into warrior two, facing the back of the mat. So your left knee is going to bend, your right leg is straight, and imagine my hands on your ribs, turning you towards this left side of your mat. And then arms will extend. Look over your left hand. Take a breath here. Inhale, extend. Exhale, reverse warrior. Feeling the length of the left side body here. Come back to warrior two. Straighten your leg and then triangle. Reach, 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 reach with that left arm. So if you could reach that wall, just about there. And then bring it down. Hands can be on a block. Hand can be on the shin. Hand can be on the floor. What we're looking for is as much length in the limbs, straightness of the spine. Turning that left upper thigh as if it was meeting the right inner thigh, turning in as if they were going to kiss each other. A kind of sweet anticipation. And then inhale yourself back up. Let's do 5-pointed star. And we'll come again into goddess pose. Lifting our chest to the ceiling. I trust the universe. I trust the universe. I trust the universe. And inhale, straighten everything. And windmill your arms back to the ground. Step back to downward dog. Come forward to plank. Come down to the ground. And we'll just stay down here for a moment. And arms will come by the sides, palms flat on the floor, thumbs face out. Forehead is on the ground. Take a big breath in here and sigh it out. And then inhale, we're going to press our hips into the hip points into the ground. Lift the feet, lift the head, lift the shoulders, keep the back of the neck long. Lift the hands. Shalabhasana, locust. I'm flexing my toes, but that's just personal preference. It's just waking up my feet. You can keep the feet pointed. And again, just really keep the back of the neck long, looking straight down or just to the very edge of the top of the mat. You don't want to crank your head forward. Take one more breath here and inhale, release. And we'll press back to a brief child's pose. Wiggle the hips. Let the forehead roll. And then we'll come up to a seat. So we're going to tuck the right leg under, left leg over, and just hold that in. Give yourself a cuddle just for a moment. Find just like a millisecond of tenderness for yourself here. And in that millisecond of tenderness, you might have noticed your hips relaxing just a little bit more onto the ground. And maybe some tension in the shoulders, just letting go. Self-love, self-tenderness is important. So as we hold this left leg, we're going to inhale our left arm up. It's going to come to the base of the spine. Inhale your right arm up, and you're either just going to hold your left leg in or you hook the elbow and twist. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen the twist. And really don't crank your twist or your head or your neck. Just let the torso be guided by the movement of the arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Look to the front. Do a little counter twist to the right. Hands come down, and we press into our feet and draw a semicircle behind us with our hands. And then the left leg is under, the right leg is over. It's magic. And here we're just gonna hug that left knee in or right knee in. And just again, a millisecond of self-love, a millisecond of tenderness. And as we feel that, we feel other parts of the body relax and release. We are a constant process in motion. And the more that we infuse that constant process in motion with love, the more ease, the more pleasure, and the more flow we find in our bodies and around us. So find a straight spine as you hold that right leg in. We are going to inhale the right arm up. It's going to go to the base of the spine. That's your kickstand. Then inhale the left arm up. Either hold the right leg as you twist or hook the elbow and twist. And again, just let the twist be guided by the movement of the arms as the torso turns. You can turn the head, but don't over crank it. Just keep it on the natural line that follows the line of your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And look to the front. Let that go. We'll do a forward fold. I'm going to do Upavishta, which is a straddle forward fold. You can also have your legs out in parallel in front of you, but I invite you to join me here. If this is a challenging position, definitely put a blanket underneath your hips, will help you support. And then as we come down to your degree. A block can be really good here, especially if there's not a lot of flexibility, because you can just rest your forehead on that block and then let your whole body relax. If we're just here, we feel very tense. There can be a lot of tension. And what we really want to do is let the body relax in the forward fold. So having support under your forehead will help you do that. You can take the excess flesh away from under the sit bones, find that straight spine, and really come down with a straight spine. Allow yourself to connect to the earth. Let gravity take the weight of your body. Let yourself release into the fold. Big breath in, big breath out. And breath in, and breath out. Using your hands, you're going to push yourself right back up. We're going to come into our final resting posture. We'll do a little side twist first. So lie down on your mat with your knees bent. Push into your feet and move the hips to the right. And then you can either cross your right leg over your left, and let them fall to the left as your right arm extends and you look to the right. Again, letting gravity just pull the weight of your body and deepen it into your twist. And then we'll come up to center, reset your hips, and then press into your feet. Put the hips to the left, cross your left leg over your right, let your knees fall to the right, left arm extends, and just Let the gravity take your body. Let the gravity take the weight of the body. As you're ready, bring your knees back to center, and then just kick out the legs. Let them fall to the side naturally. Arms come to either side of the body, palms facing up. Let yourself melt. Feel your hips relax. Whatever you're holding on to in the center of your back, let it go. Let the center of your back fall into the ground. Let your calves melt into the mat. Your heels, your hands, everything lets go. You're going to slowly bring some movement back to your fingers, to your toes. Maybe roll the head very gently side to side, just a centimeter or two, not huge movement. Take a full body stretch if that's what your body wants. And then make your way to fetal position on one side of your body, using your arm to prop your head. And you're going to slowly push up to a seat. You may want to find some support. Try to keep your eyes soft, gentle, closed. And we'll just find a seat together. Perhaps bringing one hand over the heart, the other hand on top. Or hands can come together in prayer. Or just keep your hands on your lap or on your knees. Let's take a moment to just feel into our heart. That amazing organ pumping the life force throughout our being, beyond our being. The light that extends from inside of us and meets the light of every other being on this planet. You are powerful. Your heart is a powerful instrument of consciousness. Play it well. Play it to your tune. And we'll take one final Om together. So inhale. Om. I bow to you all. each and every one of you for your unique gifts, for your unique abilities, for your showing up for yourself. Every day I am taught by each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for this practice and this path that we walk together. Thank you for all you do and all you are. There's no one else like you, and I learn from you by you being yourself in every moment. Be well, friends. Namaste. Have a great weekend. I hope to see you here next week. If you feel called, I set up the practice Monday to Thursday in order to encourage you to practice on Friday or Saturday and Sunday if you feel called. But yeah, I just hope everything in your lives is going well, and may you have a very blessed weekend as we go forward. Take care. Thank you for being here.